y'all, it's Antonia Marquis Fountain, and I, for so long, have wanted to make a video helping others overcome creative block. Whether it's writing, singing, acting, any creative thing, I know that as a creative, sometimes we can just feel uninspired or stuck. And that can be for a lot of reasons. Life gets heavy, burnout, money comes into play. But I wanted to share some wisdom that I have accumulated over the years that helped me to always be able to be in a creative flow. Now, one of the biggest things for me is that my entire life I have specialized in not being bored. And the way that I'm not bored is because I try my best every day to live in my purpose. And my purpose is to remind everyone of the love in this world, that love exists and that we have the power to bring it to light and love ourselves and love each other and have peace and create peace. So because I live in my purpose, that makes it easy for me to put that into all that I do. Every thought, every action, every muse behind any creative thing that I do. So because there's an entire world to change and to help and to give love to and to inspire, that makes it easy to never run out of things to to create, because I am operating from this intention-packed thing. What's behind every action that I take is this purpose. And that purpose is abundant. There's so many different avenues to take. So if you want to have endless drive and have that feeling of never being bored because there's always something to do, some way to help, some way to give love and offer, or something to learn. With purpose also comes learning. With my purpose, I try my best to learn of all the diversities in the world, because if my purpose is to remind everyone to love everyone, loving everyone means having an understanding of everyone and learning about everyone and all of our beautiful diversity and seeing it. So learning is included in that. And if you are open enough to learn about your passion and purpose, then that just unlocks so much more because you understand there's always more to learn, because everything's ever changing and growing and evolving. So there's always more to learn, always more to pull from. That being said, don't hold back. Be silly, be weird, be awkward. Be not good at what you're doing if you're starting out something, or even if you've been doing it for a long time and you're trying something new and it's not working out. Let yourself fail or be bad. That is how you learn. That is how you remind your vessel how to freely flow your creativity, because you're not judging yourself, because judgment stops you. You're not judging yourself. You're not second guessing yourself. You're not worrying about the opinions of others. You're just letting it happen. Let the love flow. Let the freedom flow. Let the authenticity flow without stopping it. Stopping it. Imagine if all of the icons of any art that are super well known, if they never got weird, we wouldn't have all the great art that we do now. It was super weird and new for Queen to create the way they created. Think of all of your favorite artists, the classics, the modern. Think of all those people. Think of Gwen Stefani yodeling in her songs. That is iconic. It's so awesome. And it makes that song so fun. And it's my favorite part of that song that she yodels in. That's strange. That's out of the box, because it's not what music typically does in that genre she was doing it for. But she chose to courageously try something new and just let her weirdness flow. If you let your weirdness flow and you practice self-love, that will allow you to just freely, without judgment, be who you are. And that will train your mind and remind your vessel what it already knows, and allow your vessel, so technically surrender to your vessel, to just freely flow the way that it wants to. And then things will come without hesitation. Try new things. Go out of your comfort zone. Eat new foods that you've always wanted to try or you've never heard of, from different cultures, from different places, different parts of town. Explore, see new things. Even just going downtown to an area or a park that you've never been to and just sitting there and observing. You know how much inspiration can be found in just doing that, feeling a new energy, seeing new sights, seeing new people, being around motion and activity. You can literally look anywhere and see colors, shapes, people, hear words. Inspiration can be found in anything if you allow it to. It can be found in you sitting at a park, hearing a bird do a tweet, and that tweet making a melody come to your mind. Or if you're a writer, you could see a bird and see its vibrant colors and the color scheme that it is, and write a poem about the red and blue and orange that you found in its feathers. You can hear someone in passing walk by you while you're sitting, say a new word that you've never heard, and then you look up that word, and then you're like, oh, this is cool, and discover new words, or even hear new perspectives just from the 1 or 2 sentences you hear someone say as they're walking by and having a conversation on the phone or with their friend or family. You can hear someone say a phrase, a common phrase, or a not so common phrase that you're not used to, and be inspired by that. Or a dialect. The way that they put a sentence together can inspire you to think outside the box and not say things the typical way, but say things in an abstract way. When exploring and trying new things, if you allow it, you can find inspiration through all of your senses. The weather, you can feel the weather and experience the weather. The foods, you can taste them. You can taste new spices and new spice combinations and textures. You can hear, like I said, the sounds of the birds or the cars going by or the people talking. Another important one is, and I know this can be difficult for so many reasons, but be present. Be present. Try to be present here and now. Remember that here and now is all we have. Right now, right here. Being present keeps you centered. It keeps you here. You're not thinking about the past and cycling through thoughts of what happened already that you can't change or you don't like. You're not thinking of the future and worrying what's going to happen next, or stressing or worrying in all the ways that can come when you think about the future. If you're in the present, then you're thinking about now. So those things are shut out from your mind and you can clearly just be here. And by being present, you don't judge, you don't compare. You don't compare yourself to then or what will be. You are just here. You don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. That is the thief of joy. It is the thief of your creativity. You don't deserve to compare yourself to others. You are uniquely, divinely, beautifully you. You are the only one with your heart and your unique creativity. You belong and you are here for a reason. So why would you go and compare yourself to someone else? It is okay to feel inspired by others and look up to others and have others be your muse in some way, but never, ever, ever compare yourself to others. That is not what we're meant to do. If you're comparing yourself to them, that dampens your spirit, your joy, your creativity. And then you're just creating something and chasing this idea of perfection, because what you're comparing yourself to, usually you hold in high regard, or perfection. So you're chasing this thing that you'll never get to because you are not them. You are you. And you are meant to create your art. So please don't compare, don't envy, but celebrate the differences and recognize that you are included in the differences. What you have to offer and to share and give to this world is what others need to feel inspired in the same way you feel inspired by all the people that you are inspired by. People will be inspired by you and your authenticity. So that is what is needed, not a watered down version of that you are trying to fit into a box and be perfect and be like something else. Another thing I like to do is look up the origin of things. Like really research everything, question everything, be curious instead of judgmental. Life is so much more beautiful that way. Instead of walking around judging this person, judging that, you're open and you're like, I want to know about this person. I want to know why someone is doing what they're doing. I want to know why the sky is blue. I want to know. Being curious is this endless well of wisdom, because like I said before, there's always more to learn, and there's so much that we don't know, and there's so much that we don't know the truth of, and we don't know the correct origins of, or whatever it is. There's so much. So just unlocking that thought process is so helpful. I love to look up the origin of words and phrases and dissect the words. Like sometimes common words that we say, we don't realize that those words are two words put together. But if you really just start looking at everything with a curious perspective, you're like, oh snap, that makes sense. These two words are together. What's the origin of that? When did that come to be? Everything is made up. So it's so interesting to learn about how it was made up. We made everything up. We don't know, like, what? This is magical. And we are putting sounds together to make these words. Like, that's just one example of dissecting something, diving deep into the lore of whatever it is. Stretch, do Tai Chi. I know I'm all over the place because that's how my thoughts are because of how free-flowing I am. So I'm just reading it as I wrote it. Do Tai Chi, take it slow. That all also stems from being present. Doing Tai Chi is just letting your body flow with the movements. You know what I mean? And slowly at a serene pace, and bringing serenity to your vessel and presence, and practicing stuff that helps you to take it slow and be present and be connected with your mind, body, and spirit will only help for the creativity to flow out, because you're allowing your energy to flow out. You're allowing energy to flow through instead of blocking it and putting up walls and stopping what your heart and mind and spirit naturally want to do. You are allowing it to just flow. You're practicing flow. Another thing that can be helpful is to create a character. Come up with something completely new. A character with personality traits and all the details that you want to include in it. And when you do that, you can create a whole life for that character. You can make songs based on that character's life and what you want to happen. You can create books and write about this character. You can write a movie about this character. You can create a dance about this character. You can paint this character. So just coming up with someone new. Like, think about a character that you would love to see on your favorite TV show. Something that would be your ideal character. And from that, you can pull so much. Another very important thing that even I struggle with, so this is not me saying it as someone who has perfected this, but it's very important to remind me and all of us that we have to keep in mind to do it because we love it first. Do it for fun, first and foremost. Do it for expression, authentic, true expression, first and foremost. Not everything has to be profitable. If there are creative things that you want to do that you don't ever intend on being paid for, you just want to do it for you, that is so helpful, because doing that allows it's self-care. It allows yourself to create and express yourself, and that is beneficial for other aspects of your life and the things that you do want to make money from. That also ties back to what I said. It's okay to not be the best at something. If you like painting, and you don't feel that you know the proper techniques, it's okay. If you want to learn the proper techniques, you can do that if you put your mind to it. But if you just like painting and going outside the lines and not having crisp lines and not doing techniques, that is just as important, because that is what you and your heart and mind want to freely do. And every stroke is you expressing yourself without a barrier, without stopping. And that is needed. And that's important. And even when you are creating for profit, try to keep at the forefront why you're doing this and what it means to you and how it makes you feel. Ooh, back to characters. I'm all over the place. Another fun exercise that I have yet to do, but I thought of, is to think of your favorite show. Any show, favorite movie, and write your own version of a theme song for that show. If it's a movie, write your own version of a score for that movie. This is an exercise that just gets your mind in thinking mode, and it's tied to something you really enjoy and you're super knowledgeable about because it's your favorite show or movie. When you think about something that brings you so much joy, you're like, oh yeah, I can put this there, I can put this in it. And suddenly you have this endless flow of creativity and possibilities, and you're excited to create something because it's fun. That sounds so fun. Another creative exercise that you can do is write a song, a message, a letter, paint a picture. Do something creative as if it is for someone specific. It can be someone you know personally. It can be someone who is no longer alive. It can be someone famous. It can be someone in history. It can be anyone that you want to share a message with. It can even be your past self or future self, your current or future child. The possibilities are endless. And that alone gets your mind thinking about, like, what do I want to say to this person? Like, if I had the opportunity to talk to this person, what would I want to share with them? What would I want to tell them? How would I want to make them feel? What do I want to share with them? That ties into your thoughts, your heart, your hopes, your dreams, your identity if you are writing to yourself. Your pride in yourself if you're writing about your future self. Back to favorite things. Think about any of your favorite things. Earlier, I was talking about your favorite songs, your favorite TV shows, your favorite artists. But literally think of any of your favorite things, your favorite food, your favorite book, your favorite article of clothing, your favorite season. Just thinking of your favorite things, your favorite color. You can dissect so much from that. Think about your favorite color. If your favorite color is blue, you can think about how blue makes you feel. You can think about blue food. You can think about, when you see blue, what does it mean to you? Does it mean calm and serene? Does it remind you of the ocean? You can come up with poetry just describing that color. Or your favorite food, you can describe the texture, the taste, the smell, the memories, the traditions of you growing up having it, or you going out with your friends to your favorite restaurant where they're the only place that carries your favorite, the way they make it is your favorite way that they make that food. You know what I mean? Like, any of your favorite things at all. Your favorite blanket, your favorite, like, your comfort things. My comfort show is Catfish. So I can pull so much from that. There's so much wisdom within that show about mental health, compassion, grace, loneliness, humanity. There's so much to pull from that. So just open your mind to the possibilities of the things you can pull from your favorite things. Why are those things your favorite? What does it tie to in your past or your present? How does it comfort you? What does it make you feel? Read the thesaurus and the dictionary. You will find so many new words, and it's so fun to just go through it and be like, oh, I've never heard that before, and learn how to pronounce it and then how you want to pronounce it, and do wordplay with it and put it in a sentence to where, like, it makes sense, but in a very abstract way, and think outside of the box. A thesaurus is also so cool because a lot of times we can be very limited to just the bubble of words in our casual everyday vocabulary. And we just use those, and we might throw in a couple big ones and cool, unique, abstract ones here or there. But reading the thesaurus shows you the possibility and the wildness of how many words have the same meaning. And like, again, you can look at the origin of why are there so many words with the same meaning. But it's also cool because some words have the same meaning but in a different way. So it's cool that there's a word for every little intricacy of what the word is describing, because that means that somewhere down the line, somewhere back in time, someone was like, I feel this way, but it's a little different, and I want to create a way to communicate that. And that's beautiful to me, because that means they felt something and they wanted to create something so that others could identify what that is and not have to like be in this questioning of what is this that I'm feeling. So read the dictionary, go through a thesaurus, encyclopedia, just discover new things. And again, tying it back to what I said at the beginning, be curious. I know that this isn't something that everyone has the privilege to do, but if you are able, travel, because there is different energy, different dialect, different food, different way of life, different sayings, different ways of going about things, different perspectives, different flow of everyday life when you travel. And of course, different diversities of all kinds, identities, races, cultures, race, ways that people love. There are so many different diversities within people and in energy and environment when you travel. And furthermore, if you have the ability to move outside of the state or place that you have grown accustomed to for a large period of your life, that unlocks your ability to go through this necessary form of discomfort in which you find so much comfort in eventually. The discomfort of not knowing where things are, not knowing anyone, not knowing where the closest grocery store is, or where your new favorite restaurant's going to be, or where the closest park is, not knowing the flow of things or how the seasons feel in this new place. There's so many things that you will be exposed to when you put yourself in a new environment that is outside of your bubble. And that unlocks so much growth within you, because your perspective grows and you're like, oh, like there are different types of people. There are so many other people that have the possibility to inspire you, but you're so used to the people in your bubble. So when you experience new people and new energy of a new place, your compassion for this world grows. Your compassion for yourself, because you have to be patient. You're being forced to be patient and figure things out and be scared and be uncertain and be a beginner. It's so important that we always stay a beginner, stay humble in that way, where, again, we just see things with curiosity instead of judgment. We don't assume we know everything, but we recognize that there's always more to learn, because by being exposed to newness, we're reminded, oh, there's a bunch of newness. There's a bunch of things that I don't know and I'm uncertain of. And that just brings more, it unlocks a different part of you. And with that different part comes different creativeness. Watch some movies that you've never watched before. Read some books you've never read before. Watch and read things and listen to things that are not usually what you watch, read, or listen to. You will discover new perspectives, new words in the books, in the movies, new emotions. You'll watch a movie in a genre that you don't usually watch, and you'll see this emotion being shared, or you'll hear this trauma being shared, or see this love story unfold, or whatever it is. And you'll be like, huh, that's an emotion I'm not used to, or I haven't experienced myself. Or you'll be like, oh, I've experienced that. That reminds me of many times I've experienced this emotion. and then you can write about that, you can create about that. Just being present again and paying attention, giving your focus to what you are doing, what you're watching, what you're eating, what you're listening to, what you're hearing. Being present and paying attention to all those things, you'll see the beauty that's always there. You just have to be there for it. Be present for it. And being present for it uncovers it all. Then you're like, oh, that was there this whole time? That flower's been that color? That flower has this thing in the middle of it with a little bee doing its thing, and it has this this center that I've never looked at, but it's so intricate and sacred with its shapes and such. All right, going back to loving yourself. Loving yourself includes not judging yourself, like I said, and includes not suppressing, dampening, or making yourself small. Allow yourself to be yourself naturally, authentically. That includes your emotions. Feel your emotions. Process them. Be curious about them. Work to understand them. When you allow yourself to have emotions, you are practicing freedom. You're practicing acceptance and grace. You're practicing empathy for yourself and others. Because the more you are in touch with yourself, the more you think about how all these complex feelings that you yourself feel, other people feel. And then you're reminded of that, like, oh yeah, it's not just like what I see on the surface of people or the 2 seconds I spend with this person. They feel deeply just like I do, but in their own ways with all their own intricacies that I'm not aware of. And that reminds you to be kind, be gracious with yourself and others. And that makes you feel good and feel expressed and feel whole and feel free. Something tied to that is spending time with yourself. This is something I've found that has helped me the most in my life. And again, I know this is a privilege that not everyone has the opportunity to do. But if you do, or even if you can find just a little time, even if it's 5 minutes, spend time with yourself. Be present with yourself. Give yourself the love that you deserve from yourself. It can be anything, but sitting with yourself, enjoying your own company. How I do it is in silence, or even watching a show or listening to music or watching a movie or whatever it is. Just spending time with yourself allows you to find out about you, what you like, how you like to be treated, what makes you feel good, what you love about yourself, what you like to grow about yourself, your dreams, your wishes, your boundaries. It allows you to dive into your uniqueness. And when you enjoy your own company and you use it as a tool to connect with yourself and be at one with yourself, again, that benefits every aspect of your life, your relationships, your art, your career, your confidence, and everything that you do in this world is affected by you spending time with yourself, giving yourself that love, practicing that self-love, understanding yourself, your emotions, how you feel about things, your perspectives. All these things are found when you spend time with yourself. When you start to love yourself and like yourself a little bit more, then you go out into the world with that energy. Like, I'm meant to be here. I'm cool. I have so much to offer. Another fun creative exercise to do is to take a song that you like and do your own remix of it if you are an artist or a writer. You can do your own remix. You can make it so that you're a feature on it. Like, what would you do if you featured on one of your favorite songs from an artist you like? Or you can even take an instrumental of one of your favorite songs and write a completely new song to it using the same or a different topic. But for fun, it may be helpful to use the same topic, because then you'd see how you'd write this song with that same topic if it were your song. And again, creativity will flow from that. because you're like familiar with what the actual song is, and you're like, ooh, what would I do? Like, how would I, what elements will I put into this? Same with paintings, poems, dances. If there's a dance routine that you like, do that dance routine, remix that dance routine. Like, what moves would you squeeze between the moves from this dance routine? Or if there's a painting, you can take a painting, print it out, whatever it is, and then add to it or change the coloring of it. Like, if you think these flowers should be a different color, you do that. Or if you want to add a spaceship to a scene from a famous painting, anything, you can add to it, you can adjust it to give it your own flair. This is just a fun exercise. Again, taking something that you're familiar with, that you love a lot, and then drawing inspiration from something that you love and are inspired by and are knowledgeable about, and thus reminding your brain to be on that wavelength of creativity and inspiration and recognizing how to pull inspiration from things. Be open, be kind, be loving, pay attention. Again, like I said before, pay attention and be curious, and you will see all of the beauty around you. Pay attention to that person that smiled at you. See these things as miracles, as big deals, because they are. That smile, that person could be having the worst time of their life, but they passed you and wanted to share their energy to smile at you, or to talk to you, or to hold the door for you. Or even if you just see someone walking by, enjoying themselves, singing to a song or reading a book or eating something they like, see that as a big deal, because it is. You're seeing humans exist and try their best and be here. Open yourself up to seeing it all as divine and magical, because then you will see everything as the magic it is, and that alone is endless inspiration. And lastly, before I wrap up this first edition of helping others with creative blocks, is bringing it back to purpose. Not everything has to be serious or have this deep meaning behind it, but it's important to know that even the unserious things that you are doing for fun have meaning, because when you're doing something for fun, you are unleashing yourself. You are freeing yourself, putting this joy, the vibration of joy, the frequency of joy into whatever it is. And that thing, holding that trueness, that joy, that abundance, is purposeful. Whether you are not going into it with the intention of being this deep, meaningful thing, or whether you are going into it with it being this deep, purpose-filled thing, it's always purposeful, always purpose-filled if you are present with it and putting yourself into it, no matter what. So remember that you are awesome. You are a rock star. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are divine and whole. You belong here, and you are meant to be here with your unique magic. So let your magic reign into the world. It is so needed. It is so beautiful. It's so wonderful. You got this. You really got this. I believe in you so much. I care about you, and you deserve to create, and you deserve to not be stressed about it, and you deserve to feel good about the things that you create. You can do it. If anyone else has any advice or tricks or creative exercises or anything that you feel can help others, that has helped you, please put it in the comments below and let's help each other. And like I said, I'll come out with more videos with my other ideas in the future, but these are just some things that I feel can really help creatively and just in existence. And life and existence is art in itself. So go create something amazing. Go create something you. I love you. Bye.